and we're glad you're with us. I'm Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. One man is behind bars in Tuscaloosa charged with sexually abusing at least 11 boys over the course of 30 years. Investigators say the victims range in age from 7 to 15. More details in our top story tonight at 5 o'clock. According to Tuscaloosa County Sheriff Ted Sexton, 53-year-old Steve William Carr is facing 25 sexual abuse charges. Sexton compares the case to that of former Penn State assistant coach Jerry Sandusky. Now, Sexton said Carr would befriend families who would trust him to care for their children. Carr is charged with 7 counts of first-degree sodomy, 16 counts of first-degree sexual abuse, and 2 counts of sexual abuse of a child younger than 12. Now, Sexton says this is the largest scale victimization he has seen in his career, and investigators want any additional victims to contact them. If you have any information or if you may be a victim yourself, investigators are urging you to call investigator Pam Kirsch. Here's the number: 205-464-8647.
There's an update in the drug case of Tuscaloosa City Councilman Kip Tyner. According to Tuscaloosa County District Attorney Tommy Smith, Tyner pleaded guilty on Friday on the charge of unlawful possession of a controlled substance. Tyner will have to face at least a year in the CLEAN program, which includes court supervision, drug testing, and required community service hours. The councilman will also have to pay all court costs and fees. Tyner says he has no plans on stepping down from his position on the Tuscaloosa City Council. He also says after he finishes the CLEAN program, the charges will be dismissed.
Alabama state troopers still want your help finding a vehicle they believe was involved in a deadly hit and run that happened just as the Christmas weekend was getting underway. Now, troopers believe the vehicle may be a tan or gold Ford F-150 or Ford Expedition, similar to the ones in these pictures. The vehicle may have damage to the front grille and headlight, along with damage to the right rear tail lamp. Now, troopers say it happened in the southbound lanes of 2059 at mile marker 84 near the rest stop. Troopers say the victim was 78-year-old Carlos Benbenitez of Houston, Texas. Now, here's another look at the type of vehicles troopers believe may have been involved in the crash. If you have information, you can dial star HP on your cell phone, or you can call state troopers 205-553-5531. Well, some chilly temperatures are in store for us tonight. Here's a live look over West Alabama from our WVUA tower camera. Will you have to break out those big blankets tonight? For the latest now on what you can expect, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey there, Richard.
Hey, Terry and Lynn, good Monday to you and Happy New Year to you. Hey, temperatures getting cold in a hurry. 45 degrees in the city of Tuscaloosa, 37. Back in Muscle Shoals, any warmer temperatures in South Evergreen at 51. Still kind of chilly for this time of the year. Temperatures tonight fall off quickly, 39 by 7. In fact, already 28 at 10 o'clock tonight. We'll have clear skies in place, 22 at midnight. Look for about 10 to 14 hours below freezing tonight. How about the rest of the forecast, though? There are some big changes coming up. In fact, we're talking mid-60s in time for the weekend. Big time changes in the forecast. We'll talk much more about your home team forecast coming up in Maine weather. Stay with us.
And with the brisk winds comes a high risk for wildfires. The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for most of our state. Forecasters say the humidity is extremely low and winds are brisk and conditions are dry in most areas, raising that risk. Wind gusts are predicted up to 40 miles per hour in parts of the state. The Alabama Forestry Commission saying 58 fires have burned a total of 800 acres across the state over the past month.
One West Alabama church is celebrating a document nearly 150 years old. Mount Galilee Baptist Church in Northport is recognizing the anniversary of the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. The document was signed by Abraham Lincoln in 1863, ending slavery in America. Today's service included guest speakers, music from the Mass Youth Choir, and special guests including Tuscaloosa County Commissioner Reginald Murray. An event organizer says the service was a call to action for the community.
We've opened it up to all people of all color and let them know that God has brought us a long way, but we still have a long way to go. And that's why we gather together and celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation.
Mount Galilee celebration service has been held yearly for almost 50 years. On a much different note, it is just 7 days until the Alabama Crimson Tide heads to New Orleans to play the LSU Tigers in the BCS National Championship game on January 9th.
And turn to Alabama's home team for coverage of the Tide in New Orleans. Beginning January 4th, we will bring you live coverage from New Orleans on all editions of WVUA News. Gary Harris, John Huddleston, Terry Brewer, Matt McCoy, Todd Hoyer, Bradley Whittington, Daniel Salter, and me will all be in the Big Easy for the big game. Then on Sunday, January 8th, the day before the game, WVUA will bring you a special evening of Crimson Tide programming. That kicks off at 6 p.m. that evening with All Access, The Road to the Championship, produced by Crimson Tide Productions. And of course, WVUA is your source for coverage of the BCS National Championship game now through January 9th.
Alabama's prison system is trying to avoid a mass release of state inmates in this new year. With Alabama's prisons housing almost double the number of inmates they were designed for, some people are worried federal courts will free inmates to reduce the overcrowding. Prison Commissioner Kim Thomas says he and other officials are working to avoid any order for a mass release of inmates to reduce overcrowding. Thomas says the department will announce a plan soon to reduce crowding in state prisons.
On your election watch, a final push from the Republican presidential candidates before the Iowa caucus. The first contest of the 2012 presidential race is just one day away. The latest Des Moines Register poll shows Mitt Romney and Ron Paul battling it out for that top spot. One of the biggest surprises in the final days before the Iowa caucuses is the rise of Rick Santorum. For months, he struggled to gain traction. Now polling shows him in third place. The caucuses start tomorrow night, and after that, the candidates will face off in the New Hampshire primary next Tuesday.
With the new year comes New Year's resolutions and in some cases a new addition. A local family is celebrating the birth of their baby boy named Harrison. Now, Harrison was the first baby born of the new year in Tuscaloosa. The mother, Tracy Swan, her house was destroyed in the April 27th tornadoes, but she found out shortly after she was pregnant with Harrison, her new baby boy. WVUA spoke to the proud mother who said that the new baby is part of her family's new beginning.
Little did we know that I was pregnant when the tornado did hit. We lived on Harrison Street. We are actually rebuilding our home in the exact same spot. We're just about done with our home, and a few weeks later we discovered that we were going to have a baby after the tornado. So.
Harrison was born a week early, but both the mom and the child are healthy. They will get to start the new year in their new home by the end of the month. We'll have much more on the New Year's baby on WVUA News at 6 o'clock tonight.